enough. I can't describe my emotions now because I am now free.
Those are the words Youssef and Hamza have longed to hear from Gaza, from their family, for 733 days.
I'm relieved, Baba.
Their relief came the moment the ceasefire was announced.
I couldn't sleep all night. I cried because at some point I couldn't believe my eyes.
This family, both here and in Gaza, have suffered throughout this war. Asma is Youssef's sister. It would have been her birthday today, but she was killed in an airstrike along with her sons and their 5 siblings.
It's a mixed feeling of joy, but also sadness. We lost tens of thousands of people. It will take us a long time to heal.
Healing is what Sharon Lifshitz hopes to do now too.
Maybe we will be able to celebrate the living and begin the process of mourning the dead.
Her 86-year-old mother, Yohaved, was taken hostage by Hamas, then later released. Shalom, peace, she said to the militants who took her as she was freed. But her husband, Oded, Sharon's dad, was killed.
My father never came back. My father died in captivity, was murdered. He could have come back. He waited for us. We never came for him.
What does today mean for you?
It means I can imagine the reconciliation.
Today is in fact a Jewish celebration of hope, Sukkot, but there is cautious optimism within this community.
It's 2 years too late, but it's still happening, please God, that we will see those hostages returning. We'll see an end to the war. At the same time, there are people in the world that still look for scapegoats, and number one on the list often is the Jewish people, and that's not going to go away.
The impact of this conflict has spread far beyond Israel and Gaza, and lasting peace still feels far away.
I believe in justice and not peace, so I think the world have to revisit how did we end up 2 years resolving it in 5 seconds. Why did it take that long?
We don't know what's happening. We're celebrating the small moments, but it's not a complete celebration yet.
It is by no means a full celebration, but the quiet miracle of a normal life is at least a possibility now, on both sides. Lucy Watson, News at 10.
Well, back here in Tel Aviv, Rachel is in Hostages Square this evening. Good evening to you, Rachel. You've been there many, many times during the 2 years of this conflict. I'm guessing it must feel very different there tonight, though.
It really does. Yeah, it's getting on for 1 in the morning here, but you can probably hear a gentle round of applause behind me. And that's because somebody has just begun to play the piano. People gathering round, still singing softly into the night. Some of them just don't want to go to bed until this is over. And this place has been absolutely haunting at times over the past couple of years. It's where people have come to sing, to pray, to protest. Supporters turning up here day after day, determined that the names and the faces of the hostages will not be forgotten. And sometimes it's been heartbreaking when news has broken that hostages have died, when birthdays and birthdays again have been celebrated here, marked in captivity. But today has felt enormously different. And that's because in the past, even on those joyous days when hostages have come back, that joy has always felt fleeting and incomplete because, as the freed hostages I've spoken to have said, they can never really feel free. They can never really feel home until everybody's home. And this time, that is the prospect that's in front of them. I flew on a plane here today with people who are very close to 2 of the hostages still believed to be alive. And they were on the phone to the father of one of them, who said he's really, really excited. That's how different it feels. If you just come round here, you will see the clock behind me, that time still ticking down, hours, minutes, seconds ticking by for the hostages. They are not free, not yet, not now, but they really believe here that that moment is almost here. They are nearly there.
OK, Rachel, thank you so much. Many hoping that clock stops very soon. Well, in addition to the 67,000 Palestinian lives lost in the Gaza Strip in the last 2 years since Israel turned its firepower on Hamas, countless more have been turned upside down. A few days before October the 7th, Palestinian student Widad Badra graduated in Gaza with an English degree. Then came the massacre and Israel's retribution. Widad's future plans disappeared in the dust of war. Today, she told us, after hoping for an end to it for so long, she can't quite believe it's almost over.
At Gaza's Al-Aqsa University, the first week of October means 3 graduation ceremonies. It's 2023, and no one is prouder than Widad Badra. Her little sister waves a sign reading, "Our family's first graduate." And although Widad's degree is in English, it means so much she can only do it justice in Arabic.
خلال هذا اليوم ضلت صراحة ماسكة دموعي لآخر دقيقة لحد ما شفت دموع أهلي. كانت أحلى فرحة يعني في هذا اليوم.
But within days, the skies lit by fireworks fill with smoke. And as Israel continues to pound Gaza, Widad's graduation video becomes a record of lives cut short. Each name she reads is another classmate gone. Widad wants to escape the darkness and live a normal life. Impossible now in the land she once loved, seeking shelter in the shadow of her university.
Don't ask me why I want to leave Gaza if you have never walked 10 kilometers every day to fulfill your basic needs.
A way of life that may now become a memory. Widad was one of thousands displaced, and while she finally has hope, it is still difficult to dream.
إنه إجت الحرب على فجأة ورح تخلص على فجأة. بس لحتى الآن مش متأقلمين حتى مع الخبر، لسه مش مستوعبين. هو إحنا مش عارفين أساساً إيش نحس، إنه هل فرحة أو هل بزعل، يعني في صمت، حتى رغم إنه هذا الإشي كنا بنتمناه لوقت طويل وبنحكي.
2 years on, the joyful videos of her graduation now serve as a memorial to the classmates she lost, just as the future of Gaza's next generation learn to understand what life will look like now. Sangeet Alal, News at 10.
And John's here with some of his final thoughts tonight. John, you have lived this war for the past 2 years here on the Israeli side, of course, of the conflict. I mean, we've reached a point tonight, it seems to me, that just seemed impossible even a few weeks ago.
Yeah, indeed, Paul. This is the biggest breakthrough in peacemaking in this region since the signing of the Oslo Accords in the early 90s. And let's face it, in the decades since, conventional diplomacy has achieved very little. It's taken Donald Trump's whirlwind bullying diplomacy to bang heads together. And one of the reasons he's been able to do that is because his 20-point plan has so much global support. It's difficult to think of any dissenting nations beyond perhaps Iran or Yemen. Paul, I think today reminded me of the signing of the Good Friday Agreement in Belfast back in 1998, another rather vague document full of creative ambiguity, but crucially enemies signed up to it. And that's what we've got here. Enemies in the form of the Israeli state and Hamas have signed up to the same thing. They've agreed to take the first step. And I think tonight we can dare to hope.
OK, John, thank you very much for your thoughts, and no doubt we will speak again tomorrow. Well, throughout the 2 years of war, we have relied on one local Palestinian cameraman in particular to tell the story of suffering. Mohammed Abu Safia has been our eyes in Gaza, where outside news crews have been and remain banned by Israel. But he and his family have suffered. He hasn't seen them for those 2 years. He rarely steps out from behind his camera, but he did today to sum up his sadness at so many deaths, but his relief that those who have survived have been given another chance at life.
Like so many Gazans, Mohammed Abu Safia has spent much of the last 2 years afraid. But he has faced down his fears many times and gone towards the danger to tell us the story of this terrible war. Today we asked him to turn the camera on himself and to send us his thoughts.
مشاعر مش عارف أقول فرح أو حزن، يعني مشاعر مخلوطة، مش قادر يحدد الواحد، لأنه فقدنا ناس بنحبها وناس بتحب الحياة في هاي الحرب.
Mohammed has hurried along with those fleeing gunfire. He has rushed to the scene of airstrikes in the depth of night to see rescuers uncovering life in the ruins. And he has run with the crowds in their desperate search for food. Throughout all of this, he's been separated from his own family and a baby son he's never met. They managed to cross the border into Egypt a few months after the war began.
هاي يعني من أصعب الأشياء. يعني بفتقد إنه أحمل ابني صار يعني زوجتي طلعت حامل بفتقد أحمل ابني مش قادر لأنه المعبر حتى الآن مسكر هينا وقفت الحرب بس لسه فيش معبر.
Mohammed's camera work has drawn intimate portraits and captured unforgettable images of the devastation brought by this war, and amongst it his people's determination to live.
يعني بتمنى يكون اللي جاي أحسن وفرصتنا أحسن نشوف العالم يشوفنا.
Thanks to Mohammed, the world has seen something of what's happened to Gaza. He has not just survived, he has borne witness. Geraint Vincent, News at 10.